afternoon, and Happy New Year. Welcome to the WTC Center in beautiful downtown Westport on this Sunday, January 4th, 2026, for a rare 3 o'clock game. Today, the Rideaus host the visiting and undefeated Vankleek Hill Cougars. Flag bearers will be Mila and Leo Hurley. The lineup for Vankleek Hill: number 29, Tristan Paquette; number 30, Maël Gendron; number 3, Ryder Hill; number 4, Avery McQuaig; number 5, Bruno Laframboise; number 7, Reed Cunning; number 8, Alexandre Maillet; number 9, Zachary Sullivan; number 10, Brady Horner; number 11, Zach Langlois; number 12, Liam Lynn; number 13, Mike Fournier; number 14, Nolan McMillan; number 15, Callum Nystrom; number 16, Ethan Butler; number 17, Ryan Wolowitz; number 18, Nicholas Maye; number 19, Cody Horner; number 20, Derek Amell; number 21, Alexandre Chenier; number 22, Drew Cunning; number 23, Garrett Cunning; number 24, Jacob Crate; number 25, Connor Cook; number 27, Johnny Kirby; head coach, Hamish Cunning; assistant coaches, Keenan McEachern, Mike Henderson, Ryan Allen, Zach Bougie, and trainer, Alex Lalonde. And for your hometown Westport Rideaus, number 31, Ben Spicer; number 33, Tyke Mossman; number 2, Ethan Mueller; number 3, Nolan Campbell; number 4, Noah McGlade; number 5, Adam Vio; number 6, Logan Chason; number 7, Nathan Green; and here come Mila and Leo Hurley. Leo's just turned 4, and look at him go. Number 7, Nathan Green; number 8, Patty Finn; number 11, Jack Leonard; number 12, Lane Morency; number 14, Lucas Hanna; number 15, Ty Empey; number 16, Robert Onion; number 18, Ben Pelado; number 19, Connor Jackson; number 21, Thomas McLean; number 22, Regan Donnelly; number 24, Cohen Campbell; number 25, Chad Carroll; number 26, Noah Sear; number 27, Ethan Fowler; number 71, Tyson Birch; number 81, Jack Story; number 91, Braden Below; and number 13, Gavin Merkley. And a nice show of support for the flag bearers from the Vankleek Hill bench. Head coach Steve Merkley, assistant coaches Jeff Seed and Tim Seed, trainer Willie Wilson, Mike Dyer, general manager Jeff Snow, and equipment manager Camden Hudson.
Would you please rise to move your hat for the playing of our national anthem?
In the box today, we have Scott Holliday and Rob Scott. And up here in the booth, as always, Phil and Tim bringing you today's National Capital Junior Hockey League game. Stasia Trache, Glaschek, the officials today. And Happy New Year and a new game of hockey starting here and a new line. We've got Carroll and Sear and Story. This could be the bang and crash line. Oh, and Jackson, sorry. Story across the line, his shot well wide. On the far side, McLean throws it right on net through some bodies that had a chance. Sear caught up with McQuaig in front of the net. And Horner puts it in. Spicer out to play that. Now Fowler tries to tip it ahead to Onion. Intercepted. And shot on goal by Crate. Back to the line it comes, and not sure if that went off a stick or not. The linesman says it did. Around the net it comes. Crate keeps it in. Crate on his backhand. Doesn't get a shot away. That comes back to neutral ice. Crate getting across center. Now across the blue line. Crate comes in. Shot right on. Stopped by Ben Spicer. This is the number 1 and the number 2 team in the league right now. Morency throws it ahead. He gets around May, the goaltender, way out to play that. No icing on that. Around the net it comes. Centering pass off the skate of Donnelly into the corner. That's number 9, Sullivan. The big man trying to get out of the corner. Now Donnelly gets it to neutral ice. And Morency in on the forecheck. The puck just squirted back to neutral ice. Face off just inside the neutral zone, the Vankleek Hill end. And across it comes. That's Nystrom throwing it ahead. Finn gloved that down, but didn't have it for long. And a shot off the blocker of Spicer. Another shot bounced in front. And Fournier with a good chance there. That gets out past center. Picked up there by Nystrom. Puts it ahead for Sullivan, who just tips it in. McLean, his pass off an ankle, so no icing there. Went off an ankle. Armstrong. Trache saying, no, that was off an ankle, so it'll come to center. And the draw comes back to McQuaig. McQuaig's pass off the glass. And now, offside, says the linesman. Leonard picks up the pass off the skate of number 8, Maye. His shot right to the midsection. Can't see if it's Paquette. Can't see the number on the Vankleek Hill goaltender just yet. But when we find out, we'll let you know. Behind the net it goes. Off the official. And a... No. So I think that was a planned play looking to beat McLean. But McLean was definitely on the right side of Cook. Blazchek making sure he made the right call. Now McMillan to center ice. His pass off a couple of skates. Sear gets it ahead for Story. Story across the line. Tries the toe drag, can't get around the defenseman. And Horner gets it in. Spicer out to play the puck for his defenseman. Now that will be an icing. And it is. And it is Paquette in the net. Still scoreless here at 16:18 of the first period at the WTC Center. To the line, Hill's shot off the crossbar. Nobody saw that. And a penalty coming to Westport. Hands went up immediately after that hit in the corner. And the penalty will go to Carroll. Two minutes for boarding. Trottier and Armstrong having a discussion at center ice. And the first power play goes to Vankleek Hill.
Rideau penalty to number 25, Chad Carroll. 2 minutes for boarding.
First shot steered aside by Spicer. Sullivan in front. And that shot attempt off the stick of Donnelly and into the mesh. These teams, not much to choose from in the standings. All the way down. 7 games they played against each other in the playoffs last year, if you joined us. Vankleek Hill coming out on top right here in Game 7. And back comes Morency, and he'll send it. He'll get it. That is... Blazchek emphatically calling that. .15:02 remaining in the period, 1:12 remaining in the first power play to Vankleek Hill. Back it comes to Sullivan. Sullivan goes back towards his own net. And he gets it up to Hill. Hill gains the zone, drops it for Cook. Cook's shot off a shin pad. And now Sear on a break the other way. Sear being chased by 3. Hill coming back the other way. His shot high and wide. And now Donnelly. Donnelly hooked up by number 5. Laframboise. And now back come the Cougars. Shot off the blocker of Spicer. Back to Sullivan. Sullivan throws it in the net, and McLean gets it to neutral ice. Donnelly on the forecheck. Back it comes to number 13, Fournier. And now Cunning, one of the Cunning brothers, throws it out front, and it's stopped there by Spicer. Bit of a change up there. It hit something else, but Spicer equal to the task. 13:59 remaining in the first, 9 seconds remaining in the power play. Still no score here at the WTC. Tonight's sponsor is Hurley Home Hardware, located right here in Westport on Perth Road. They're a locally owned and operated hardware store with a full lumber yard. Everything for the home or cottage. And that'll, Merkley looking to get that clear. Do they see the stretch pass? Didn't get there. Pelado getting on the ice for the penalized Carroll. And here comes Pelado. Oh, and Pelado will be going for a high stick. High stick to Pelado. Well, that's one you don't like to see called. The defender lifted Pelado's stick. I think that's what Merkley wanted to ask him about. The defender lifted his stick into his own face. But regardless of the occurrence, it was a high stick. And in come the Cougars. Back to Crate. Crate's shot well wide. On the far side, that's Liam Lynn. That went to a Rideau player. Lynn lays down the bunt at the blue line to knock that puck out of the sky. And then Carroll bats a puck out of the air and down the ice. Carroll again throws it up. Morency will try to get there. He's being followed by number 14, Nolan McMillan. And Vankleek Hill get it into the Rideau zone. That drop pass off the skate. To the line, but not out. Glove there. And it does reach neutral ice. Morency on the forecheck. Donnelly on the back end. And Mueller puts it in deep. Mueller and Merkley out. Mueller steps up and whistles one into the corner. The forwards will change. Not a very smooth change. And a broken play in front. And into the top corner, Sullivan puts the puck with 22 seconds remaining in the second power play for Vankleek Hill. Sullivan, a giant killer in the series last spring. He'd only scored 4 goals all season and then lit the lamp repeatedly in the semifinal. So the Rideaus find themselves down 1-0 at 11:48 here in the first. Now Merkley gets to speak with the official about the call. But the score remains 1-0 for Vankleek Hill. Paquette decides to settle that down for a whistle. Fowler and Onion were coming in there. Onion puts it ahead on the back. And Helado knocked into the goaltender by the defenseman. Maye right on top of Paquette. Would have been an interesting call if that puck had wound up in the back of the net. Shot by Fowler, hits the body in front. Fowler puts it behind the net. Out it comes. Hill grabs that at the line. Off the skate of McGlade. Now it comes to the other end, and that will be no icing. Not sure why. Maybe the linesman thought they were still killing a penalty. Either way, we'll have a face-off to the right of Paquette. Everybody a little rusty today. Empey has his pocket picked just inside the line. Carroll throws it off, no icing. The Vankleek Hill bench looking for an even-up call now. Leonard tried to sauce a pass to Jackson. Lynn gets it in deep. McLean ahead for Empey. And it goes into the Rideaus bench. Almost halfway through the first period. Sponsored by Hurley Home Hardware. Located right here in Westport on Perth Road. They're locally owned and operated hardware store with a full lumber yard. Everything for the home or cottage. And Carroll, looking to play that off the glass, puts it into the mesh. So there'll be a face-off to the right of Ben Spicer. Laframboise thrown out of the face-off circle. With a draw one back to McQuaig, his shot into the glove of Spicer. Scrambled draw. Comes to the high slot. Shot by Sullivan. Stopped by Spicer. Donnelly and Laframboise will try again this time. Donnelly ties him up. McLean comes in for the puck. Around the boards it goes, and off the stick of number 10, Horner. So back it comes. Up through McLean to Carroll. Carroll to Morency. Morency went off the boards, gloved by Sullivan. McLean tried to get it ahead to Morency. And that'll be an icing. .9:31 remaining here in the first. Face off won by Vankleek Hill. McMillan spins and fires. And the Rideaus will change all five. Corner against Sear. Another scrambled draw, knocked ahead by Story. Story hooked up. It gets out through the slot and through the wickets. Foul couldn't be kept in at the line. Now McMillan coming across the far and off the skate of Merkley. And coming back the other way, it's Jackson. He put it ahead for Story. Story's shot off a body. Nearly fooled the netminder Paquette, but it went wide. McMillan and Story tied up. Jackson gets it deep. Sear and Nystrom battling. Jackson coming in. They couldn't keep the puck in at the line. That was Mueller throwing it back. Mueller again with the puck. He'll wait for his forwards to make changes. D-to-D pass to Merkley. Merkley to the middle to Pelado. Pelado across the blue line with a head of steam. Pelado into the corner. He's sussed it out front. Onion has his stick lifted. Onion keeps it in. Behind the net. And out it comes. Now here come the Cougars. McMillan, that should be an icing, and it is. .756 remaining here in the first. The Rideaus find themselves down 1-0. Draw behind the net. Finn pinches in. And now back come the Cougars. That's Lynn over the blue line. And there's going to be a penalty here to Westport. Interference for the stick lift. McQuaig lifted this. McGlade lifted the stick right out of the hand of the Vankleek Hill player.
Who's on? Was that trip, right?
What? So the third power play for Vankleek Hill. And another penalty coming to Westport. Undisciplined. Another slashing the stick for McLean. So the Rideaus find themselves down 5-on-3 for 1:46 or less. Back to Horner. Horner to the back door. Back to Horner. And that shot stopped by Spicer. That's Hops Horner's stick. Donnelly gives chase the goalie way out, Paquette. Donnelly picks up that puck, gets it back to his defenseman. And now Vankleek Hill back at center. Horner gets across the blue, no farther. Now Morency on number 14, McMillan. Morency gets it deep and goes off for a change. Another sloppy change on the Rideaus bench. At the top, that shot wide. In the corner, back to the top, to the far side. Back to the corner, out near the line, and a fan shot there. Jackson had breakaway in his eyes. Back to the line. Right. And that one went off. Horner's shot went off Mueller. It didn't make any noise, so that makes you think it didn't hit any padding. 15 seconds remaining in the first penalty. 29 remaining in the second penalty. 5:56 remaining in the period. And Vankleek Hill lead 3-1. 1-0. I don't know where that came from. I guess I'm a little rusty after the holidays too. Back to the corner. They cycle down to number 9, Sullivan. Now it's 5-on-4. To the line, Laframboise hands it off. Back to Laframboise. That got out to the slot area. And after the expiration of the second penalty, Vankleek Hill score again. And that's number 13, Mike Fournier. So that'll be an even strength goal. And Vankleek Hill pull ahead 2-0. Spicer out to stop that puck up. Merkley gets it to Leonard. Leonard's pass intercepted by Hill. A long shot in. McLean up for Empey. Now Onion looks rink wide to Leonard. Leonard tried to get around the defenseman Hill, and Hill sends him back. Merkley behind the net to McLean. To the line it comes. McLean again with a chance to get it out, and he does. And that long pass ahead for Kirby. No icing call there. Instead, Spicer came out to play it. Spicer was shocked at that. And now, Carroll behind his own net. They'll work on the breakout here. Up to Morency. Morency across to the ankle of Lynn. Back comes Cumming. Into the middle. Morency had the puck for a moment. I think he dropped it for his teammate. So 3:52. Vankleek Hill lead the Rideaus 2-0. Tonight's sponsor is Hurdley Home Hardware, located right here in Westport on Perth Road. They're a locally owned and operated hardware store with a full lumber yard. Everything you need for home or cottage. D-to-D pass for the Hill. Gets to center, no further. Story tried to turn it back. Now Jackson. Jackson spins in his own end, followed by Lynn. Story gets to neutral ice. Sear and Story together. Sear dumped behind the play. Langlois takes a bump from Story. No icing, says Blazchik. On the far side. Kept at center. Thrown in. And Paquette will stop that. McQuaig and Sear both going for roughing here with 3:03 to go. So we'll have a little 4-on-4. So we've seen 5-on-3, 5-on-4, 5-on-5. Might as well have some 4-on-4. To the line, not kept in by McLean. Story gets it in, but Jackson had to clear. And now Jackson across is number 3, Ryder Hill. He leaves it for number 5, Bruno Laframboise. And now Story takes a stride. An Onion across center. Onion will bring it back. He puts it across for McLean. McLean's shot, gloved by Paquette.
Rideaus penalty number 26, Noah Sear, 2 minutes for roughing. Vankleek Hill penalty number 4, Adrian Craig, 2 minutes for roughing. Tylerville penalty 3-0-3.
The draw to the left of Paquette. And behind the net, Onion chases. And out come Vankleek Hill. That was Hill all the way up to McMillan. And McLean rather lackadaisically throws that puck up. But now Pelado gives chase to number 10, Horner. And here comes McMillan. McMillan in on Finn and Carroll. Into the corner it goes. And Onion. He's got Finn with him and Pelado. Finn across the line, drops for Pelado. Misses 2 men. And back come Vankleek Hill. Horner just throws it in. Spicer out to play it. And it gets to the line but not out. Across to Crate. Crate's shot gloved by Spicer. Excellent save there to keep the score at 2-0. Don't forget to wait to the end of the game to find out who the player of the game is. Sponsored by the Cove. And that's number 12, Liam Lynn in the corner, pinned there. And Finn puts it around his net for Carroll. Carroll can't get it past number 11, Langlois. And that comes out and offside, says Blazchek. Nystrom disagrees respectfully. So last minute and 1 second to play here in the first. On the strength of 3 power plays,
Last minute of play in the first period.
the Cougars lead the Rideaus 2-0. Spicer out to stop that up for his defenseman. Puck comes to the top of the circle. That shot, sharp angle into the corner. He's back. Almost thinking that's a designed play by Vankleek Hill. And below on the forecheck with Morency. Oh, Morency takes a stick to the face. Cunning up to Crate. Crate across the line. Into the corner. 6 seconds to go. Donnelly looked to go off the glass. It hit the stanchion and came right back. So the trailing referee did see Morency get the cross check to the chin. Merkley looking for an explanation on the call. So after 20 minutes of play, the visiting Vankleek Hill Cougars lead the Rideaus 2-0. We'll be back in 10 minutes. And welcome back to the WTC Center in beautiful downtown Westport. We'd like to thank today's sponsors, Travis and Adam from Hurley Home Hardware, for generously offering to sponsor a second night. We surely appreciate their support. So all the power plays thus far have gone to Vankleek Hill, and all deserved. At the end of the period, Merkley questioning why the cross-check to the chin behind the play didn't result in at least an interference or a high stick or to the Vankleek Hill player. Trache's explanation that they were jostling with each other. Not sure in the rule book that has anything to do with it, but we start the period 5-on-5. And Story looking to get it deep, but hit a wet spot. Into the corner, Carroll bumping with his man. Jackson back to pick up the puck. Tried to get it out to Sear. Big slapper. Tipped. And it beats Spicer. Not sure if that went off the defenseman's stick. They're giving the defenseman, Bradley Horner, credit for the goal, so it must have gone off the Rideaus' stick. Definitely changed directions before it beat Spicer. So, early in the second, Rideaus find themselves in a 3-goal hole. Finn now behind the net. His pass out. Spicer knocks that one down, and so Horner from Horner. The brothers connect. Then there was a puck high above the head of Spicer that would have been a high stick had it gone in. It was hit from behind the net. So there's a no-brainer. Now behind the net, the puck squirts out to the slot area. And now Morency gets to center. Throws it in, and he's dumped. And now there will be a penalty to Vankleek Hill. So maybe a hold. So at 18:53 of the second period, penalty to Vankleek Hill. The first power play of the night for the Rideaus. Fowler, Morency, Onion, Pelado, and McLean. Morency has it at the line. He puts it over to McLean. McLean back to Morency. Morency and McLean looking to shift position. Fowler behind the net. Off a skate, and here come the Cougars. 2-on-2. Cody Horner all the way in. His shot. Saved by Spicer. But the Rideaus lose 200 feet of ice. Story, Sear, and Jackson out now as part of the power play unit. McLean behind his own net. Ahead for Jackson. Jackson across the blue line. Drops it for Story. Story behind the net. To Morency. Morency to McLean. To Jackson, the one-timer swallowed up by Paquette. .113 remaining in the power play. Sear on the draw. Off the official's skate and into the corner. Kept in at the line briefly by Morency. Story gets around Lynn. Gets it up to Morency. Back to Story, but in his skates. McLean to Jackson. Jackson cross ice dump for Story. Story couldn't get there, and back it comes. That was number 12, Liam Lynn, on the forecheck. And now, Sear across the blue line. Looks in front for Story. Now Morency, back to Sear. Sear throws it to the Story, gets a shot off, sharp angle. 14 seconds remaining in the power play. Vankleek Hill will change all 4 penalty killers. Merkley changes all 5 power play. And in 14 seconds, the penalized player will be leaving the box. Pellado's shot off a leg and just wide. Onion tried to put it to Pellado. He didn't see it coming, and it didn't get back to Carroll. So Spicer up to Pellado. Pellado to the line. Pellado tried to get out front for Fowler. Onion now in the corner. And out it comes. Sullivan across the blue line. Thrown up high slot. That hit something again. Into the corner. That looked like Sullivan. Another shot off a shin pad and out to neutral ice. Langlois shot off the shin pad of Fowler and all the way out. Now that pass ahead off the stick of Onion. Finn misses his man. But now Butler without a stick. That was thrown ahead. Butler retrieved his stick, and now he will get it across to number 27, Johnny Kirby. Kirby pins his man on the boards and won't let him go. And how that's not an offense of some kind, we're not sure. And settled down there by Spicer. Face off to the left of Spicer. Merkley off the boards. Donnelly off the boards. Put right back in by Butler. Mueller for Empey. Empey put it back to Merkley. Mueller's got to get off because of the lack of net guard. He fixed it at the face-off. And a nice pass by the Cougars, shot wide of the net. To the line for Horner. Donnelly gets it back to neutral ice. Rink wide. Smart heads-up play to avoid the too many men call. That's McMillan in the corner now. Hill puts it back in. Out to the slot area and knocked away there. Empey throws it down the ice, and that'll be an icing. This lineup for Vankleek Hill, very similar to the team that finished second last year. Quite a few changes on the Rideaus in comparison. No ice, says the linesman. And now Donnelly across center. Donnelly across the blue line. And Sear on the forecheck as the Rideaus make changes. McMillan throws it ahead. Carroll got a stick on it, but it was a bit too far. And number 19, Cody Horner, coming out of the corner, beats Spicer between the wickets. And that quiets the crowd down as the Cougars take a 4-0 lead. D-to-D pass. Out they come. Sear strips that puck. Sear across the line, throws it to the net, looking for the rebound. McLean's shot off a leg. Jackson. And now Jackson out of his own end throws it across for, is that Story or Story? All the way back down it comes. Spicer out to play it. Puts it hard off the boards, up to Crate. Sear bumps Crate. Now Lynn takes over. Lynn watched by Jackson. Now the long stretch pass and snowed the goalie, but again a conversation between the linesman and the referee. The call was icing. Vankleek Hill musing why it's an icing if Spicer covered the puck, and Stasiuk explanation was it went past the red line and came back to him. That shot just off the goaltender Paquette and wide. And they were banging away at the doorstep. That may make up for the icing earlier in the game that they said Spicer left his net to play the puck when he clearly had not. So calls going both ways today, as they often do. Around the net it comes. McGlade keeps it in. But now it was 2-on-1, but this speedy Donnelly coming back to cover for his pinching defenseman. Neck guard came off of number 13, Fournier, and he had to leave the ice. Below took his man into the boards heavily. McGlade battling number 16, Butler, in the corner. Now the puck comes around to this side. Horner gets it in behind Spicer. Puck went high in the air. Nobody knows where it is. It's in the corner now. Not sure there was anybody on the ice, including the officials, that knew where that puck was. So McGlade gets that to the line, but not out. And he's bodied. Now in the corner. And that should be an icing. But it's picked up before it crosses the red line. But the Rideaus caught on a bad change. A number of sloppy exchanges at the bench today by the Rideaus. Morency looking to stick handle his way out, and he goes off for a change. Merkley to Onion. Onion hooked up and no call there. Back to the line, it splits the defenseman. Pelado with a held up on his way to the puck, but he gets it anyway, and his shot into the armpit of Paquette.
We would like to thank Travis and Adam from Hurley Home Hardware for generously offering to sponsor a second night. We appreciate their support.
So halfway through the period and halfway through the game, the Vankleek Hill Cougars lead the Rideaus 4-0. Make that 5-0. That was Garrett Cunning on the nifty back pass from number 13, Mike Fournier. Spicer all alone on that one. And now Onion gains the zone, gets around number 3, Ryder Hill, still with the puck, throws it for Pelado, and that goes up into the mesh. 9:57 remaining here in the second. The Rideaus would like to thank Travis and Adam from Hurley Home Hardware for generously offering to sponsor a second game. We appreciate their and all our sponsors' support. McLean's pass ahead, gloved down by number 12, Liam Lynn. Around the net it goes. Fowler gets it up to the half boards. So it was Cunning from Crate. My mistake. The goaltender, Paquette, is going to pick up a minor penalty here. I'm not sure whether it was roughing. The third trapper to the head. Two players pushing and shoving in the blue ice, and Paquette gave 3 trapper shots to the mask. Now the Cougars need to find someone for the penalty box. Number 8, Maye, gets the call. So McLean drops it off for Morency. Morency spins. Sear to Morency. Back to Sear. Sear had Story screaming in. That shot to Jackson, high and wide. McLean, his shot, high blocker save. Another shot by McLean. Gloved by Paquette. Minute 35 remaining in the power play. I've never been a goaltender, but I wonder if you try a little harder when the penalty is assessed to you. Morency looking to get it to Sear. And it comes back to neutral ice. McLean puts it over for Jackson. That hit the yellow plexiglass along the bottom of the boards and hopped up. Now that's number 81, Jack Story in the corner for Sear. He was putting it back for Jackson, but too far. It goes all the way to Spicer. McLean now behind his own net. McLean ahead for Onion, but Pelado got enough of it to stop the icing, but back it comes. Now McLean dialing in the sights on that one. Now Morency gets around a man and across the blue line. His shot off a body. Onion had to settle it first. It was on its edge. And back come the Cougars, 1-on-1. Number 23. They each give an extra shot. Cunning looking for the Golden Globe Award there. They were trading cross checks and he took a bit of a slash and the penalty's over. And back to the line it comes, a big shot to the middle of Paquette. .7:14 remaining here in the second. So I think Stasiuk is giving the same explanation that Merkley received from Trottier earlier. They were giving as good as they get, so if you want me to call that penalty, I've got to call the cross-check before, and you're both going. And back come the Cougars. 1-on-1 with Carroll. Carroll gets it up to the half boards, but no further. Carroll behind the net. And out Leonard on his man. Puck gets in behind Spicer. Finn. Now Leonard at center. Leonard over to Jackson. Jackson couldn't get around the Vankleek Hill defenseman. Off the boards it goes. Jackson and Leonard. Leonard loses the handle. There's a real pile along the boards. And out come the Cougars with the puck. Up to Cook. Cook can't get around Mueller. Mueller coming up the far side. And that gets to neutral ice. Vankleek Hill take over as the Rideaus make changes. And that's tipped in, and I believe Spicer will cover this up. Happy New Year to all our fans at home from the Westport Rideaus Association. We appreciate you joining us each and every week. And Merkley puts it around his own net looking for Morency on the far side. Mueller kicking and slashing at it. He's on his off wing. So now Morency can't get it going, but there's Braden Below. Oh, and Below will be going to the penalty box. Oh, below with the hook. More of a hold than a hook. Morency looking for an explanation. So another power play to Vankleek Hill. That's to make it 4 power plays to 2. And didn't get to McMillan, but Lynn almost picked up what was left over. That shot high over Spicer's head, off the glass. Crate at the line. He passes it off. That shot off Spicer to the corner, behind the net. Now to the line, to the half boards. Back to the line. Cross for the one-timer. And that's steered aside by Spicer. And a little flippy-floppy puck up in the air. Spicer gloves that down without a care. .107 remaining in the power play. 4:20 remaining in the period. The Cougars of Vankleek Hill lead the hometown Rideaus 5-0. Back to Hill it comes. Hill's shot wide. Now Sear can't get it out. He was on his backhand. Didn't realize how much time he had, I don't think. Back to the half boards. Shot, another save by Spicer. He's had a few dandies tonight. Still not the Rideaus' entire lineup here tonight. They're missing several key players. And to the half boards it goes. That shot off the shoulder of Spicer and off the mask. Back into the corner, looking at the high slot, and the third power play goal of the night, scored by Fournier. Sorry, the second power play goal. The third goal, the power play, the 5-on-3 and 5-on-4 had just expired. So the Rideaus finding themselves in a hole they don't often find themselves in. And we're ready to get underway here with 3:35 to go. Onion tried to push that ahead. Around it goes. Merkley gets it to the line but not out. That puck coming out from behind the net. Out to the line it comes. D-to-D pass. McQuaig's shot off a stick and not in. That took a funny hop. Went back door. The shot there hit a couple of people. And McLean flicks that into the ceiling. I wish we had instant replay on that one. It looked like it went off a stick and then to the Vankleek Hill player on the back door. And then that shot went perhaps off a post and a crossbar, or off the shaft of the stick and a crossbar. Stayed out this time. Spicer wondering when his helmet was knocked askew why there was no whistle. The Rideaus need to stay focused here. They're starting to worry about things they can't control. They need to start worrying about things they can control. And here comes Below. Below with Donnelly. Below's shot. And Donnelly keeps it in. Donnelly gets around a man. Low shot, right on. No rebound for Morency. .217 remaining here in the second, sponsored by Travis and Adam from Hurley Home Hardware. We'd like to thank them for generously offering to sponsor a second night. As with all our sponsors, we appreciate their support. So Finn and Carroll talking about that before the face-off. Morency picks up Carroll's pass. He tried to get it to the slot area. Oh, it comes back to Carroll. Carroll's shot. Rebound. And Below knocked down, and that takes some doing to knock that fell off his skates. To the high slot it comes. And the Rideaus get it ahead to center. Shot right back in. Finn. And now both of them are going. May and Morency. Then, let's see, 10, Horner took a swing at one of the Rideaus players, and then Carroll came in to tell him that was not appreciated. With just one man each in the penalty box. So the original penalty going to the Rideaus, so the puck will come back to the right of Spicer. Now Cook looking for an explanation as to why the Vankleek Hill player was penalized in that exchange. Penalty boxes are like prisons. They're full of innocent men. And the puck gets to the line, but not out. Little 4-on-4 hockey coming your way. Holding and slashing, the calls officially. I guess they're saying if Maye Leonard puts that up to Onion. Now Onion circling back, picks it up again. He tried to put it ahead to Leonard. On the backhand is number 3, Ryder Hill. Oh, And 13, Mike Fournier will be going. Onion hit from behind. Will probably be a cross check. Vankleek Hill thinking that Onion sold that. It is a cross check. So we've now had 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 5-on-4, 5-on-3, and now 4-on-3. And down the puck comes. McLean and Carroll back talking about it. And Carroll decides to leg it out. Carroll gets across the blue line. He throws it towards the front of the net. The linesmen earning their pay today. And Carroll taking an undisciplined penalty. There were 2 going off. Now Carroll's getting a 10-minute unsportsmanlike. So there goes the 4-on-3 power play. Now the question is, did Carroll get 2 and a 10 or just the 10? Looks like just the 10. So he'll head to the dressing room. We won't see him until halfway through the third. Puck comes to Finn. Finn to the half. McLean shot. Oh, looking for Sear on the back door. Another shot, tipped in front. Oh! And Jackson didn't see what happened there, did Paquette? Paquette started something. Jackson had taken a high stick, and the Vankleek Hill offender was apologizing. And then behind the play, so there should be some more. So it will take a while to settle this down. So we'll see you back here in 10 minutes, and hopefully we'll have some answers for you. And we're back for the third period. Rideaus receiving more penalties than Vankleek Hill at the end of that. Mossman replacing Spicer for the third period. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 men in each penalty box. So we'll begin the third period. Oddly enough, still 4-on-3. With Story and Carroll both receiving 10 minutes. No 10-minute misconducts for the Cougars. And we're ready for the puck drop. Puck back. Onion steers it to McLean. $15 seconds remaining in the offsetting minor penalties. Mossman out to stop that puck up. Jackson now from his own end. And it hits a wet spot. And back, and it hits another wet spot. Drop pass for Morency. Morency to Jackson. Jackson looking for Onion. Jackson now across the line. Puts it ahead for Onion. Onion to below. And that will make it 6-1. And the Rideaus will still be on the power play for 1:29. Now, one of the quirks of this clock is that when you put a goal up, a penalty comes off. But the coincidental penalties were up first. So that spoils the shutout for Paquette. We can say the S word now. Trying to make sure The correct penalized player is coming on or off the ice. Below drops it for McLean. McLean puts it ahead to Onion, over to Below. Below across the blue line, he spins. Using body position, he puts it into the corner. Jackson now on the near side. To Onion. Onion looking at back door. It gets there. And Below's stick lifted. But this crafty Jackson was there. Over to Onion. Lost the handle. Back to Onion. Onion looking. And the shot right on. Paquette gives a tiny rebound, which he then quickly covers up. We would like to thank the Hurley Home Hardware for their sponsorship tonight. If you need anything for your home, go check them out. Finn keeps that in at the line. It comes back to Leonard. Leonard to Pelado. Wasn't expecting that pass. Pelado down low to Donnelly. Donnelly looking to come out. Now Leonard. And around it comes, and Mueller not able to get there in time. Finn behind his net. Hard up the boards. Didn't get to Leonard. And ahead it goes. Finn to no, that wasn't Finn, sorry. That was Pelado to Leonard. Leonard now to Finn. Finn's pass off a body. That's thrown up for Crate. Crate coming out of the box. And Mossman is tested for the first time this period. Now all the penalized players back to their respective benches except for Carroll and Story, who will be sitting the 10-minute majors. Hill hits Fowler from behind. And Onion on the backhand. Couldn't get a decent shot away. Nifty pass from Jackson there. And behind the net goes number 15, Callum Nystrom. McLean, blind pass, intercepted by number 12, Liam Lynn. And he gives it right back, but Onion can't hold on to it. Now McLean getting to center. Puts it across. Hill behind his own net, gets around, and Morency kicks that ahead, but falls over in the process. Onion to Fowler. Fowler back to Onion. Here comes Lynn. Long shot right on. Mossman covers up for the whistle. 16-12.
It is time to announce the 50-50 winner for tonight. It's a purple ticket for $265. The winning number is 070515. I repeat, 070515. Congratulations.
And Mossman steers that shot aside from May. Back to the line it comes. Thrown into the corner. Tipped there by Empey. Finn off the boards. Kept in. That goes off an ankle. Shot by Empey off a stick and into the mesh. 15:47 remaining. 6-1 the lead for Vankleek Hill. Morency wins the draw. thrown in behind the net. On the near side, that's Mueller. Gets back to Below. Below comes up with the puck. Gets to the corner. Around the other side. Kept in there by Empey. Gets to the line. Finn's shot. Almost handcuffed Paquette. Sear on the draw. Puck comes around. Mueller is here. And Mueller is hammered. Knocked the helmet right off him. So Sullivan and Sear will be going. We will await the decision by the officials. Sullivan came from clear across the ice to make that hit. And he'll be gone. A double minor to Sear. 5 in a game, I'm assuming, for Sullivan. I'm sure both coaches will review the live barn feed as well as our feed to petition the league over that hit. So Sullivan is gone for the game. It's going to be 4-on-4. See where this takes us. And Jackson, whiffs his pass to Lynn. Offside, says Blazchuk.
Rideaus penalty, number 26, Noah Sear, 4 minutes for face masking. Make the kill penalty. Number 9, Zach Sullivan, 5 minutes for head contact and a knee misconduct.
So a head contact for Sullivan. Not much debate over that call as he took the helmet right off of Mueller. Now Avery McQuaig up the boards to Lynn. Lynn's shot off the shoulder of Mossman. And Vankleek Hill take over at their own blue line. McQuaig off his skate up to Lynn. And out the front, the slap shot wide. And Mossman with the stop on the rebound. Vankleek Hill leads 6-1 here in the third. 14-16 remaining in the period. 4:05 in the 5-minute major. And 3:05 in the double minor to Sear. Draw back to the line. And off that shot off the shin pads of Mueller. He's back out. And now Merkley to Donnelly. That did not get across the blue line, says Blazchik. And now up the far side, Mueller. Long shot, knocked aside by Paquette. Mueller again. Donnelly gets to that first. Donnelly to Pelado. Pelado spins into the corner. Pelado again looking for Merkley. Merkley throws it down for Donnelly. Donnelly on the backhand, gets it out to the slot. Mueller shot, rebound, another shot, and it's wide. Paquette way out of his net on that one. Merkley taking on, and now McMillan comes back. Nice toe drag. Mossman makes the save. Now that was Leonard. Back to Merkley. Up to Leonard. Leonard 1-on-3. Leonard, round one man. Gets a shot away. And no icing. Oh! The Cougars may have a beef on that one. The officials must be doing a heck of a job because neither coaching staff are happy with them. The 4-on-4 continues for another minute and 35. Leonard for Morency. Leonard calling for the puck back. Morency skates around. Morency to Leonard. Leonard shot off the pants of Maye. McLean keeps it in. And McLean knocked down on the far side away from the play. That's thrown down through neutral ice. Morency puts it over to Blow. Back to Morency. Morency, Onion. Onion behind the net was looking for Below. And here come the Cougars. Finn watching his man all the way into the corner. Mossman covers up. We'll have a face-off to his left. 35 seconds remaining in the double minor face masking to Sear. A minute 35 remaining in the 5-minute major to Sullivan. Back to the line. That shot off a body into the corner. Behind the net. Back to the line to Langlois. Back into the half boards. Back to the line to Langlois. Across to McQuaig. McQuaig around Onion. McQuaig back to the line to Laframboise. And now Onion and Jackson. Onion trying to get it back to Jackson. Now Jackson in the corner, back to Onion. His pass out to the slot. Gets between Merkley and Finn. Merkley loses an edge, but plays the puck up anyway. And now 5-on-4 for the next 46 seconds or so. And that's going to be an offside. And Vankleek Hill dumped the puck down the ice. McLean now gets the puck ahead. He gets around Nystrom. He's on the puck again in the corner. Fowler covering for his defenseman. Pelado over to Morency. He decided to take that off his skate. Mossman to McLean. 5 seconds remaining in the 5-minute major, which was really only a 1-minute power play, as there was a double minor to Sear. Sear in behind the net. He gets it out to the slot. Morency's shot. And a glove pass? What's the call? Not sure what the call was. Nobody's sure what the call was except for the man who made it. Seemed like a live puck behind Paquette. Draw scrambled below, coming out of the corner. Donnelly gets a stick on it. And Lynn tips that down. That won't be icing. Donnelly up to Leonard. Back in it comes Mueller behind his own net. Up to the wing, ahead to Donnelly. Donnelly, Leonard, and below. Donnelly drops it for Leonard. And now Vankleek Hill come back the other way. Into the corner, Mueller gives chase. It gets tipped to the line and just out. Donnelly had Hill lined up, but Hill got rid of the puck in a hurry. And the Rideaus need to clear, and now they can forecheck. Crate over to Laframboise. Into the corner. Puck comes around to Carroll, who's sat his 10 minutes. And Hill coming back. He throws it into the corner. McLean picks up the puck there. And he looks ahead for Morency. A bit too far. And that'll be an icing call. Once again, we'd like to thank Hurley Home Hardware for their sponsorship tonight. If you need anything for your home, go check out Hurley Home Hardware. Timeout. 8:34 remaining in the period. Someone has taken a timeout.
Timeout, Rio.
Merkley has taken a timeout. Seems to be addressing the men on the bench as much as the men on the ice. It's nice to see Mueller back on the ice after taking that high hit from Sullivan. And the draw gets to the line, and Empey gets it out on the second effort. Across it comes. Morency throws it back up. That should be a high stick. But it's not touched by Carroll. Now it should be a high stick. And around the net it goes. McLean to Empey. Back to McLean. Behind the net for Carroll. And around it goes now. Empey gets it to neutral ice. And they put it back in. Now Carroll. Ahead to Morency. Over to Jackson. Jackson shot. Ooh, Paquette got enough of that to keep it out. And that off the stick of Kirby. Jackson had an opening there, but Paquette got just enough to steer that one wide. And in it goes. Vankleek Hill D to D. And McQuaig. Now, oh, that D to D pass came right out. Mossman makes the first save. Vankleek Hill pounce on the long rebound. And that's goal number 7, the first against Mossman. That'll be number 5, Bruno Laframboise. Finn would like that pass back. .7:26 remaining in the third. It's 7-1 Vankleek Hill. Fowler, his shot off an ankle. Merkley pinches in. Merkley takes a bump and another bump. There's a man down in the corner.
Vankleek Hill goal scorer number 5, Bruno Laframboise.
Crate.
Number 13, Mike Fournier, and number 24, Jacob Pratt. Time of the goal,
Giving Fowler a shot. .13. Merkley, the call-up, is going to go for a double minor for a spear. They can't uncall it. Spear is an automatic 4 minutes. Down the ice it goes.
Rideaus penalty number 13, Gavin Merkley, 4 minutes for spearing. Time of the penalty, 7:03.
So the Rideaus bench feeling that the Vankleek Hill bench called that penalty. No hand was in the air until after the play. Behind the net it goes. To the half boards. Crate spins. He goes across for number 11, Langlois. Carroll knocks that ahead. Carroll battling number 14, Nolan McMillan. Up ahead it comes to Lynn. Lynn across the line. He's got And back it comes, and McQuaig takes over. And we'll have another dance here at the blue line. Couple of face maskings. 14, McMillan with the face mask. Not sure what happened behind the play. Merkley claiming there was a headshot.
Carroll was involved. Exactly that, right?
So far, the only player in the box is for Vankleek Hill. There was definitely a face mask there. .555 remaining in the period. Merkley's had his explanation. And now Vankleek Hill looking for theirs. And as soon as the mellow tones of Rob Scott let us know what the official call is, we will let you know. The double minor for Spearing has 2:52 remaining. The Vankleek Hill parents. Oh. So that's number 14, Nolan McMillan, heading to the dressing room. And Carroll heading to the dressing room. If that was the second 10-minute to Carroll, he may need to sit a game. So after all of that, nothing on the clock. And play resumes. McQuaig.
Rideaus number 25, Jack Carroll, 4 minutes for face mask and 10 minutes misconduct. Vankleek Hill, penalty, number 14, Nolan McMillan, 4 minutes for face mask and 10 minutes misconduct. All penalty time, 5:55.
So each player given 4 and a 10, and now Story going for a rough and a 10. So Story given a roughing on a questionable call. So he's given a 2 and a 10, so he won't be back on the ice. So 15 seconds will come off the clock. So, don't know whether they're questioning which penalty needs to come off the clock. There was 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Jack Story, 2 minutes for roughing, 10-minute misconduct. Time of the penalty, 5:28. Vankleek goal scored by number 8, Alex Maillet. Assist by number 13, Mount Carnier. And number 3, Ryder Hill. Time of the goal, 5:18.
So there was 2:15 remaining in the double minor for Spear. And back to the D it comes, over to Hill. Hill for Garrett Cunning. He drops. Back it goes to the half boards. It's 5-on-3 for the next minute and a half or so. To the far side. Out to the slot, on the back door. Stopped by Mossman. Out to the slot area. Morency gets control. And he will send it down the ice. Paquette. Out across the red line come the Cougars. That shot off the chest protector of Mossman to the far side, to the half boards. That shot off the side of the net. And the Rideaus send it the length of the ice. Paquette plays it for his defenseman, Ryder Hill. The Cougars make changes. Out they come. 3-on-2. Finn knocks that puck away. And across it comes to number 11. Langlois. Mossman with the glove save. Lynn on the doorstep. 11 seconds remaining in the penalty to Story for a rather dubious roughing. 16 seconds remaining in the double minor Spear to Merkley. Back to the line. McQuaig with the backdoor pass. So Avery McQuaig will pick up an assist on the 9th goal by Vankleek Hill. And Merkley back on the ice. The Story penalty had expired. So that goal negated the remaining penalty. Vankleek Hill off the boards. Crate puts it into the corner. Merkley using good body position there. Pelado on the half boards. Try to get it back to Onion. Back to Pelado. He shoots. Onion now. Sharp angle. Looking for Pelado in the slot. And now it's number 24. Crate. One-on-one. His pass. Mossman with the stop. Crate on the backhand. Now Pelado. Pelado across to Fowler. Fowler didn't get enough of that pass. Onion, the lone forechecker on Hill. And now a long stretch pass. That'll be an icing. 2:10 remaining here in the third. In a 9-1 tilt. Donnelly gets the draw back to Leonard. Leonard's shot off a skate. Donnelly in the half boards. Throws it behind the net for Empey. Around the net it comes. Donnelly knocks it off the man in the corner. But out comes May. McLean now with the puck after that save by Mossman. Up to Leonard. Vankleek Hill coming in. No icing. Leonard on the forecheck. That pass sauced to Onion. Back to Donnelly. Donnelly's shot. Get back out front for Leonard. Leonard shot wide. And around it goes. Merkley pinches in. And that was number 13, Fournier. Gloves the puck down. His sharp angle shot turned aside by Mossman. Off the boards goes McLean. Not much pace to the game now as both teams, the result of the game not in doubt. Stay tuned at the end of the game for the Cove player of the game. We'll find out in the next 48.8 seconds. And Sear now off the boards for below. Butler back to McQuaig. McQuaig over to his defense partner. Back to McQuaig. Avery McQuaig, former Rideau, behind the net. His partner. And that should do it off the official. 3, 2, 1. Not the happy new year the Rideaus were hoping for. Vankleek Hill remain undefeated. the first time in a long time the Rideaus have taken some foolish penalties. The next game for the Rideaus, they're on the road January 9th. Sorry, they're home January 9th against the Eagles of St. Isidore. And then January 10th on the road to see the Rockets red glare. That will be the dad's trip. Trottier getting the score sheet. There may be some adding and subtracting needs doing there. Just waiting for the Cove player of the game. Thanks again to Hurley Home Hardware Building Center for sponsoring this afternoon's game. It is it's autograph day here for the Rideaus. Well, it seems that the booth has let us down. Try one more avenue here to find out who was the player of the game. And if we can't find out, we'll just wish everybody again a very happy new year from the Rideaus family. Well, that's all for tonight, folks. So from Phil and Tim up here in the booth, thank you and good night.